Welcome, day 7 with this black Mustang. I'm still calling him Little Blackie. We've gone through about 20 different names and have not agreed on one yet. So we'll come up with one eventually. So far, we've been able to work him every day. I haven't videoed it every day, but I've worked him every day. And yesterday I worked him from horseback and from the ground, and I'm going to work him from horseback again here in just a minute. But I want to show you something that I'm going to do here, and I'm just going to go ahead and start doing it. And I actually saw this on a YouTube video. I watch a lot of YouTube videos, and I watched this, some teenage girl I think was doing this, and I said, wow, that's a good idea. And the point of it is, horses need to get used to us just moving around. And so a horse like this, every time he's seen people, up until he came here, those people were scaring him, and a lot of times they did it on purpose because they needed to move the horse around with a flag or whatever. And so it just kind of reinforces his instinctual fear of humans. So all I'm doing is just moving around, and I don't want this movement to mean anything. And I want him to just get to where, there you go. Now, if I'd done this a week ago, he would have run for an hour. But the fact that he's been around us now for a little while, he's just kind of learning that I don't mean anything by this. I'm just moving around. I'll do some jumping jacks if I can. You know, I just want him to get used to humans moving around and find out that this is not going to hurt him. Okay. All right, let's get on this side and you'll quit trying to run around behind me. Okay, so yesterday I was rubbing him down his back with the stick here and putting the string over his back like this. Okay. There we go. So now I'm almost to where I left off yesterday. He's kind of remembering it, gradually remembering that maybe it wasn't too horrible. He's pretty touchy about his ears and his face, which is not unusual for a Mustang. So we're not going to fix it all in one day. There. So here, I'm making some progress here. And this stick is an extension of my arm. And I now have a 7-foot long arm, if you count the 4-foot stick. And then plus I've got a 6-foot string on the end of it. And so it allows me to touch him so that when I actually do it with my hand at some point, it won't be that much different to him. A little bit. Okay. See how he's really touchy about his ears. So I'm going to ignore that for now. We'll come back to it at another time. And this is just with my hand. Because of that little nipping thing, I'm a little careful here. What he's trying to accomplish by nipping at me is getting me to go away. That's, it's a defense mechanism for him. So hopefully, by just not going away, he'll quit it. We'll see. Okay, let's try this. There we go. So if he's not going to be comfortable with me touching him, he was yesterday. I was able to do it a little more yesterday. Then I'll just work on getting him used to me being around his head. I can't touch him. Can I touch the air? Can I touch the air? And I thought he was coming at me there for a second. He didn't. He acted like he was going to. Can I touch the air around his head? Okay. All right. So he's just trying to defend himself. He's not trying to be bad. He doesn't know that I'm a human that gets hurt a lot easier than a horse. I don't know if he would care even if he did know that. Okay. One thing I like here too, that is a big improvement, is he's not trying to bolt and run away. You know, he's moving around and kind of walking around behind me and different things, but he's not trying to run off. So he's kind of given up on the flight as far as this part of it. So he's more in fight mode. If I pressure him too much, like there, he keeps trying to nip at me. All right, so if this doesn't get better pretty quick, I'm going to go back to my stick because I really like all of my fingers. I really do. Okay, and there, these two guys are playing whatever you call it. So maybe I can get in there while they're doing it. I did, and got a little bit of a rub in there. Okay, I'm going to go back to my stick. Just see what we can get done here. So he's getting pretty comfortable with the stick around his back, his withers. Let's see what he does back by his tail. Okay, that's actually the first time I've gotten it back by his tail. He handled that reasonably well. Okay.